Hey everybody, welcome to Spiritually Inclined. And in this video, I just wanted to take some time out and talk about um just basically how the universe uses, people and situations. I know I'm always mentioning that in my videos, but I want to actually use my own personal experience as a way to help you guys get a better idea of how things work, and how we be actually going through things that we're meant to go through and experience, and things that we're meant to experience for our own growth. And I wanted to go into depth. I wanted to do a video solely on that. So before I get started, my name is Crystal. And if you're new to this channel, I am basically sharing aspects of my spiritual journey as I come into understanding of everything that I'm experiencing. And I'm sure that sharing that and, to help others gain clarity on what's happening on their spiritual journeys and why it's happening. Maybe help others to understand and gain clarity about things, because a lot of people give up on their spiritual journeys. And I done actually encountered a few people, through social media, who actually gave up on their spiritual journeys. And I'm like, after you have an awakening, how do you go back to living the same way you was before then? It's totally life changing. And after knowing what I know now, and I've come into an awakening of the truth, there's no way I could go back living the way I did before I knew anything. So maybe this can help prevent a lot of y'all from giving up on your journey. And with me saying this, I feel like maybe somebody is going to connect with this video who is thinking about giving up on their journey. So maybe what I'm about to speak about is going to help you, because it does get tough. It gets hard. It gets it gets unbearable at times, but when you really truly understand the depth of what you're going through and why, it makes it so much easier to get through. So okay, so I've been staying with my father. I had to come here and stay with him after being evicted out of my place. My spiritual journey actually started like maybe 2 years before I got evicted out of my place. So in 2021 going into 2022, like the end of 2021 is when I had my awakening. And from there on, I went down a rabbit hole of information and learning the truth about this world and what's really going on at a grander scheme of things. And I've gained a lot of spiritual knowledge, and I also sought to understand my experiences. And so, yeah, one of my main outlets is social media, because I really going through this and being alone. You go through, isolation, and, you lose everything and all of that. It's because your whole world has to break down. Your 3D circumstances and, material things all fall away, and your life has to adjust to your new beliefs, because literally Whatever you think, perceive, and believe shapes your outer reality and your experiences. So when you're going through a spiritual journey, that means that your beliefs, your belief systems is changing, your frequency is changing, your perception of life is changing for the better. And you're no longer living the way you used to live and thinking the way you used to think. And so your outer 3D circumstances has to then come to an end with reflecting your old thoughts and, beliefs and things. And it's a transition. That's why we go through things on a spiritual journey. That's why it gets hard, because you're learning and coming into your true authentic self, which is your God self. I always say this, and I'm going to keep saying it because it's the truth. You're learning to come home to your God self. Because when we incarnate here, we go through a veil of illusion, and we tend to pick up the belief systems and things that's going on here as we grow up. Our parents have these belief systems and these thought patterns and things of that nature. We pick all that up from other people because we're brand new beings being born into this realm. So we pick that up, but at some point in time, we learn and we remember. We have to come into a remembrance, and that's what the spiritual awakening is about. When you awaken to the truth of what's really happening. So I'm basically going through, that transition from my outer reality reflecting my old beliefs and my old ways of thinking. And as I'm progressing and ascending and adding more knowledge to my consciousness and raising my level of consciousness, my outer reality in this realm, this physical realm, the energies move slower than in the spiritual realm. So in the spiritual realm, you're already, changes are already taking place. It takes time for that to catch up in the 3D to where we're actually seeing and experiencing. So that's what, I'm going through now. And you do hit the low of the lows during that time. So, it's worth it. You have to go through something to have something. So nothing come easy. But once your beliefs and your outer reality and the 3D starts reflecting your new thoughts, perceptions, and beliefs and things. Once your new thoughts and beliefs and perceptions shape your new reality, then you'll start seeing it. That's what manifestation is about. We manifest through our thoughts, perceptions, and our beliefs. That's how we manifest. And that's why we go through, before awakenings, we live in this life of repetition and working jobs we don't really want to work, and living life the way we feel we have to instead of living life the way we want to. And once you come into the realization of knowing that you have all control, and you start training and programming yourself to believe that you're in control, and to believe in your divinity, and to believe, that you are God in the flesh and you have all control, that's when your outer reality starts to shape and shift and to reflect that back to you. And it takes time. So that's basically what I'm going through. So I wanted to talk about the situation with my father. Now, gradually, throughout my whole spiritual journey, since I, had this awakening, I've noticed how the universe works. And not only that, but taking in a lot of information. I do meditate first. I ask first. I go within and I ask for it, to be shown this information, because I can't just, we can hop on and look up stuff, but we have to know what information is the best to absorb. And so I ask first to make sure that I'm absorbing the right information from the right sources. I don't want to absorb, truth mixed in with, BS or somebody's own personal beliefs and things of that nature. I want nothing but the truth. So I channel the truth from within, so that when I'm taking in information, certain information pop up and you're drawn to it. That be the universe telling you, look, this is what you asked for, and so on and so forth. So I've noticed that the universe works in a very intricate way. And when I say this, I mean, and I'm just going to use my current situation as an example, so that you guys can see and understand. Maybe you might be going through similar, or maybe you just going through something at all and you want to better understand why you're going through it, instead of being frustrated with your situation and possibly making it worse by focusing in on the situation as a problem, rather than seeing what you can gain, what clarity you can gain from it, on what you can learn, or trying to see what that situation is trying to reflect back to you, that's ending of yourself. So with my situation, and it don't be just for, like, I had to deal with my dad. I had to deal with a lot of things with him, as far as his psychological thought pattern, and the things he'd been through in the past, and his belief system and things of that nature, which he projected a lot of that onto me. So we often wonder, why am I put in this situation? Why did I have to come here? Why I couldn't, I could have easily, went right into my own place, but I had to come here for a reason. I had no other place to go but here. I could have went to, a shelter, and that's what I was gonna do at first, but I ended up being here, because once I came here and I wanted to come here and make sure my stuff was here, I was calling a shelter. And because I wasn't able to say that I was out on the street, I couldn't get in a shelter. So I took that as maybe I was meant to be here for a reason, and I feel that all this time it's been meant for me to be here. And it wasn't pleasant at all. When I say my reality became very challenging being here, and dealing with my father and his projections onto me, I realized that this wasn't just for my growth, it was for his growth as well. But he's not in a place where he can receive that growth. And the universe used me to help him out a little bit at first. But over time, it just got to the point where I just started focusing on what it was I needed to learn from this experience instead of trying to help him out, because I seen it clearly. In this situation, me coming here, first of all, when you're on a spiritual journey and you're leveling up your consciousness and you taking in information, that's how you level up your consciousness, by learning. You become a reflection to those who are not making those conscious efforts. It's like you become a mirror of what a person truly is. Like, dealing with me caused my dad to see a lot of his own ways. And as a result, it caused him to constantly push against me. He kept saying he didn't want me here. He expressed a lot of, not feeling like he shouldn't have let me come here. And constantly was asking me when was I going to get a place, constantly making me feel uncomfortable here. So when you're experiencing a lot of pushback from other people, it's because when they deal with you, they're being forced to face things about themselves. And by me consciously healing myself, because I did my healing, most of my healing before I got here. But over time, I, was healing more of the things that I needed to heal by being here. So the whole thing was like, me being here gave me a chance for growth by dealing with him. I was able to learn how to master my responses, how not to be so reactive to the 3D and, situations that come my way, and how to deal with, difficult people, and to have compassion for those people while dealing with them. How not to respond in anger and things of that nature. His growth was to learn that he needs to heal. So the universe used me to let him know, like, you need to heal. You respond in this way, you react in this way, you treating me this way because you have a lot of things going on that you need to heal from. And instead of wanting, because some people are not ready to heal, so they'll push you away when they project onto you and they're seeing themselves for, what they're doing. That's my dad coming in. Okay, so when people are dealing with you and they're starting to see, parts of themselves that they don't really want to deal with or face, they'll push you away. It's not nothing personal to you. It's just they're not ready to deal with those parts of themselves, or to keep constantly seeing them because you're there. So I seen, what the universe was doing with both of us. Either we could have grew together and came and, mended our relationship, But instead, my dad chose to continue to project onto me and push me away. He wasn't ready to, face, or not ready to take the mask off, basically. So, I chose to, at every problem that I faced here, I chose to look at it and see what, I could learn from the situation, or how I could have handled things better, because at first I wasn't too good. I was clapping back a little bit, but not. I was basically defending myself. And the universe wants us to know that we can totally depend on it for whatever. We don't need to defend ourselves. We don't need to fight back. We can just let the other person be in the wrong and it'll all work itself out. Several times my dad came to me and said he felt like God was telling him to leave me alone, that God was dealing with him. And even in those instances, he still chose to keep, reflecting those old wounds. And as a result, it caused me to gain the clarity that I need to just pull back. So I pulled back my energy. I learned all my lessons, and now he's evicting me out of here, which I feel is another thing that's happening to close out this chapter in my life. I've learned all that I'm supposed to learn here, and I'm about to be able to move on from here. So, I went into these details for y'all so that y'all can, see exactly, just using my situation as an example of how the universe works. It is a lesson. It was a lesson in it for me and him both, but he chose not to take the lesson, not to learn it, and he still, choose to hold on to, the lower levels of consciousness. And I've basically gotten everything I'm supposed to get out of this. So now, once you're in a situation and you learn from that situation, you have no other choice but to move forward. And I feel like him actually going and starting the eviction process on me, which he mentioned several times since I was here, but because it wasn't time for me to leave here yet, he didn't go through with it. But this time he going through with it, so I feel like this is the end of, this situation. And I don't know what's gonna happen next, y'all. The universe, I'm totally dependent upon the universe right now. And I think the universe just wants me to have faith. My faith has been tested this whole time. I've been surviving for about 3 years now with no income. And I've been totally fine. I get what I need. I'm not getting what I want right now. Because of course I can't, just buy things, but I have everything I need. I'm not going without anything that I need. My baby doesn't go without anything that he needs. We just, don't have the extras that most people do when they have income coming in. But the universe has me with no income because I'm at a point now where manifestation is like a highlight of my journey right now. It was, learning to master my responses and learning how not to allow the 3D situation and circumstances to lower my vibration. And to me, the whole lesson is how to stabilize my energy, stabilize my frequency, because you have to be at a certain frequency to be in alignment for your manifestations to materialize. See, when we're at a lower frequency and things ain't happening the way we want to, we feeling negative and things of that nature, that's what keep more undesirable things coming in. When you're vibrating at a higher frequency, you start attracting in higher vibrational things, and it'll manifest. Your wants and desires will manifest when you align with them as far as your frequency is concerned. So that's it, you guys. I hope this video is helpful. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people who can relate to what I talked about in this video today. Until next time, take care, and I love you guys. Peace.